AITA. New neighbor requesting surveillance footage for a 30-second activity within a 2-week time frame. I've said no twice and they keep asking. My neighbor from a few doors down purchased the house next door to me and is actively renovating it. They've been pretty respectful and so have I. I recently gave the owner my phone number after I saw a pretty extensive water leak from their renovation flowing into my driveway to the street. Not a big deal, but obviously they would want to get that turned off immediately and repaired. I'm in construction and real estate and recently had a similar leak from my house, so being neighborly, I texted them a link to the part they needed to fix the specific issue. Flash forward about a month later, neighbor is texting me asking if I have surveillance footage of their renovation property, especially the outdoor breaker boxes. They referenced a 2-week period that a, now fired, contractor allegedly flipped a breaker that they weren't supposed to, pool pump came and stayed on, ran dry, and burned out. I immediately let them know that my surveillance system is not in any way aimed at their house and I wouldn't have a view of that. They asked again in pretty much the same words as if I hadn't already replied. I did not feel so inclined to send them all sorts of camera screenshots that were none of their business, but I did send them to where her property line was just on the edge of the screen. They replied with a zoomed portion of the one of the pictures, maybe equated to less than 1% of the entire view, circling and drawing arrows all over it, and this is the breaker box. Please send me pictures. Mind you, I already said no twice at this point. I have not replied again since the last text, but for those not understanding the request, there is no quick way to watch 2 weeks of surveillance footage of a tiny zoomed in 100x 100 pixel area awaiting any type of movement. Your eyes would have to be on the screen the entire time. This is very different than watching for something stolen or broken, where you can easily narrow it down. This is not reasonable request, Eve.